Guys, I want you to remember before we get started that we are sponsored by SeatGeek. Yes, SeatGeek is now officially sponsoring three bold takes. Guys, we are so glad to let you know that with your first purchase with SeatGeek, you get $20 off using our code three bold takes. SeatGeek's perfect for any kind of live events, whether that's sports, entertainment like music, or even like local plays that you would want to go to. I use them for every sporting event I've gone to. I've never been disappointed. They give me great information on the tickets, whether it's a good price or not, before I ever purchase it. It is the only way that I buy tickets. So, guys, remember, use SeatGeek. Our code three bold takes get $20 off your first purchase.
Guys, we're going to move on to arguably the most famous rivalry game that's not played on Saturday in college football. And that's the Egg Bowl here between Mississippi State and Ole Miss. Now, Ole Miss coming off a loss on the road to the Florida Gators, playing in that extremely hostile environment down there. Quinn, I know that just got you there. Uh, Mississippi State, obviously coming off a loss to Missouri, 39-20. This game is in Oxford, 2:30 on ABC. Ole Miss is a 26.5 point favorite. Guys, if you're looking at the money line numbers, um, Mississippi State money line is plus 1,200. You could get rich off of that if you genuinely think that this could be an upset. I don't necessarily think it's going to be an upset, but guys, love for you guys to get into it. Chase, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking back because we choose this game. You can look at records, and if you look at records as a football fan during rivalry weekend, lock yourself in a room. Don't come out for a long time because you'll never understand this weekend at all. We're going to talk the Iron Bowl. We're going to talk the game. We're going to talk a lot of these, and you're going to be like, man, these games suck. They don't. And this is the epitome of these games. The Egg Bowl is one of the nastiest, drunkest football games that you're going to watch all season long. And the records are not going to tell you how good each team is. Ole Miss could be ranked number one, and Mississippi State could be the dead last team in the nation, and somehow Mississippi State might pull out this game or lose by a point. That's how this game works, and it's just so much fun to watch. There is just so much weird stuff that goes on in the state of Mississippi. Voodoo Mama Juju, whatever you want to conjure up, it is in this game here, and I love watching it. This season has not gone up to the Bulldog standards. And Jeff Lebby, you hire a coach first year, think your offense is going to be on a go. It just wasn't. You didn't have people in place, anything in place. You still played tough, I think. I mean, you played Florida tough. You played Georgia really tough. You played Texas A&M tough. But at the end of the day, you still lost by double digits in almost all those games. Can you make a statement at the end of the season? No, you can't. It's not going to happen with Ole Miss. However, I'm not going to be surprised if Ole Miss wins like 13-10 here. Ole Miss has been reeling. They've lost a couple games they shouldn't have. They finally hit the peak of we just beat Georgia. Oh my gosh, it's Lane Kiffin's signature win, and it is. Congrats! But the entire season is a waste now because you've lost games that you shouldn't have lost to opponents you shouldn't have lost. You shouldn't have lost to Florida. You should not have. But you were up on a high pedestal thinking, okay, we're going to be in the SEC championship game. I don't want to play in that. And then you screwed yourself because you were looking over Florida. Here's another one. For Ole Miss, honestly, your season is gone because you're probably not going to be in the playoffs. You're not going to be playing for a national championship. Mississippi State as well. You can even hurt Ole Miss even more, which is just fun to do. I'm going to go Ole Miss. No more than 3 for me, though, guys. I'm staying there. I'm going to take Lane Kiffin and the boys at home, though.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for me to pick Mississippi State. Chase, you brought up a good point. The Egg Bowl is always like just a sloppy, drunken knife fight on Thanksgiving night that everybody watches and has a great time, like as the Mississippians just bully each other for 60 minutes. But like, and I've seen some crazy losses. Trust, like some crazy losses in
Yeah.
the Egg Bowl, especially like Dak Prescott, Mississippi State. They would lose to like average Ole Miss teams. Um, but I can't pick a Mississippi State team who's lost pretty much every SEC game by double digits to beat Ole Miss. I just can't. Like that would be Ole Miss has some bad losses this year. In fact, none of their losses are quote unquote good teams. None of them are. Like LSU's the best loss, and they're a 7-4 football team. Um, this would be otherworldly bad if they dropped this one. I do think State will cover the spread, though. I think 26.5 is way too high for a rivalry game. I don't care that it's on the road. It is super rare to see a rivalry game end by that many points, that large of a margin. About the only recent rivalry game I can think of that ends like that often is clean old fashioned hate between Georgia and Georgia Tech, and even that game was close last year. So, yeah, give me Ole Miss. I'm gonna say 29 to 13. I like the Rebels 29 to 13 over the Bulldogs. I think they're going to struggle offensively. I think Mississippi State's going to be scrappy, but I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off.
Yeah, I think Ole Miss is going to win as well. But I want to point out one thing. This spread at 26.5 is crazy. And you may think, yeah, Mississippi State sucks. They're 0-9 in the SEC, or 0-8 in the SEC, 0-7. They're 2-9 overall. But when you look at their losses, they've only had 2 games where they've been beaten by more than 25 points all year. And guess who they were too? Can you take a guess? Toledo, number 1. They lost 41-17 to Toledo. And then the other one was Arkansas, 58-25. All of their other losses, especially against ranked teams, Texas, Georgia, Texas A&M, and Tennessee, were all less than 20-point losses. With that in mind, I think Ole Miss is by far going to win this game, but give me Mississippi State in the points if you're a betting man, to definitely cover the spread. I think it's ridiculous, the 26.5.
Yeah.
But yeah, this game is always a ton of fun every year. So I appreciate you guys watching this video talking about the Egg Bowl. Hoping for another good Egg Bowl. It's always fun and exciting. Hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving this week. Spend times with friends and family. And we will see you guys next week for conference championship talk. I appreciate you guys watching.